Lost Girl Therapy, where we work on getting you back to you. Today we are continuing our conversation about Rubik's Cubing, and we are discussing if Rubik's Cubing is protective or defensive. And the answer is, it's both. The personas that we create as a result of Rubik's Cubing are both protective and defensive in nature, and it's highly dependent on the situation that you are in to determine which is which. Remember that personas are created out of the original characteristics and traits that we had before we were told to be someone that we're not. So when you're developing a persona, you're actually taking all of the traits that you already have and you're simply adjusting them to fit what others expect of you. And that is where we move into protective or defensive. Protective traits, the way that we feel protected, those are the traits that you're going to display. And when you display them, you're actually going to feel kind of calm. You might even feel a sense of deflation. This is kind of like, okay, I can be this person. It's not that difficult for me to do this. I just don't love the feeling. Protectiveness is really where we're in a state of guarding the more expansive expression of this trait. So say you are outgoing, and as a child you were really rambunctious and vibrant and lively, and you got feedback from your family or from your friends that you were too much. You might have learned how to tone down that expansiveness trait, and now you really don't bring it out that often. So in social situations, you might be known as someone who is kind of shy or mild or quiet. And in that state, the quietness is actually protecting you from the original feedback you got as a child that you were too much. So when you are quiet and when you receive that feedback, it might read as, it's not that bad to receive that type of feedback. It doesn't wound my soul. I just don't love this feeling, but I can tolerate it. When traits become defensive, that is going to feel really charged, magnetic, and kind of electric. When we're in a state of defensiveness, we're in a state of reactivity. So when we are displaying a trait, we're almost doing it as a defiance to the original trait that we had. And this is going to look like we're already on edge. This is states where when you're in social situations, you might feel really tense and have a lot of pent-up energy. And it might feel like you're never quite able to be yourself. And that is going to start the resentment cycle and the anger cycle. When we become defensive about traits that we have, that's really good information. We want to go back to looking at, where did we learn how to be defensive? Where did we start getting feedback about these traits? And where did our soul start saying, hey, this feedback that I'm getting, I'm not okay with it.